And then there's Larry Bird. No bounce, no flash, no speed, just pure chaos disguised as confidence. He'd look you in the eyes, tell you exactly what he was about to do, and then do it with zero hesitation. He didn't just play the game, he hacked it. This isn't just a highlight reel. This is a warning. Before Magic and Bird ruled the NBA, they were just college kids. But when Magic saw Larry for the first time, he froze. It was just another college game until Bird turned the reigning player of the year into a joke. Magic watched as Larry carved up Kentucky's defense with surgical precision. No theatrics, just pure domination. That boy could play, man, Magic said. He just sliced him up. I said, oh. From that moment, Magic knew this wasn't just another player. This was a problem, a very serious problem. Years later, Magic would admit that moment changed how he saw the game, because Bird didn't just play basketball, he solved it. He wasn't the most athletic, but he was the most dangerous. And Magic knew even then this was the beginning of something legendary. The NBA in the late 70s, it was dying, empty arenas, terrible ratings, finals shown on tape delay. Then came Boston and LA, Bird and Magic, grit and glamour. Suddenly the league mattered. Their rivalry didn't just entertain, it saved the NBA. Bird didn't show up to play ball, he showed up to redefine it. 3 MVPs, 3 rings, and a legacy built on war, not flash. Every time he stepped on the court, he brought a new level of intensity. He turned every game into a chess match, every possession into a battle. He read defenses like a novel, spotted openings others couldn't see, and he didn't care about the cameras. He cared about results. When Bird played, every movement had meaning, every pass had purpose, every possession was personal. He gave the league an edge, a spark, a toughness it had been missing, and fans, they felt it. You could see it in the ratings, the crowds, the energy. Larry Bird didn't just compete, he restored basketball. Larry Bird didn't just beat you, he broke you. He'd tell defenders the exact spot he was going to shoot from, and then do it. Dominique Wilkins said it best. He'd tell you where he was going to hit it, then hit it. Nothing you could do. He talked trash with a straight face, mid-play, mid-shot, mid-blowout. He was cold, ruthless, and unstoppable. There was no safe place on the court when Larry was locked in. Bird didn't need flash, he lived in your head, and once he got there, he never left. He'd humiliate you, then shake your hand and walk away like it was just business, because for him, it was. There's a difference between arrogance and assurance. Bird was the latter because he knew, and nothing is scarier than a man who talks trash and backs it up every time. He used his mouth the way others used athleticism, to dominate. He made defenders question everything, their stance, their timing, their self-worth. Jordan, Kobe, Peyton, they didn't just respect Bird, they feared him. Gary Payton said, people always mention Magic, Jordan, Kobe, but Larry, he was cold. Kobe grew up hating the Celtics, but even he admitted, if you love basketball, you can't hate Larry Bird. And MJ, he said it straight up. I needed to prove myself to Larry. Bird didn't earn their respect, he commanded it. The fact that every one of these greats speaks about him with awe tells you all you need to know. He wasn't just another opponent. He was a final boss. Even the best had to raise their game when Bird was in the building, because if you didn't, you were just another name on the list. Larry had a way of testing you, not with his words, but with his will. And if you didn't match it, he'd bury you and smile while doing it. Danny Ainge tells it best. Larry didn't yell, didn't sugarcoat. If you missed 3 shots in a row, you weren't getting the ball again. He didn't care about your feelings. He cared about winning. ML Carr said, Larry could have averaged 40, but he chose to win. He showed up early, worked harder, expected more. He didn't need to lead with speeches. He led with standards. Everyone on the team knew, match his energy or get left behind. Even the stars had to earn it in Bird's system. What made him special wasn't just his play, that was the culture he created. Larry didn't just demand excellence, he expected it, and somehow that made every teammate believe they were capable of it too. When you played with Larry, you didn't just play hard, you played smarter, because anything less than your best wouldn't be tolerated. 1988, playoffs, Bird versus Dominique, one of the greatest duels in history. Fourth quarter, trading buckets, no flexing, no smile, just ice. Then there's Sean Kemp, 6 feet 10 inches explosive, a menace. He played the best defense of his life, and still got torched. After the game, Bird sent him a handwritten letter. Loved your defense. Come train with me this summer. That wasn't just gamesmanship. That was warfare with a handshake. These weren't isolated moments. They were a pattern. Bird created highlight reels out of pressure, and the more you challenged him, the colder he got. He thrived in fourth quarters, in hostile arenas, in elimination games. He didn't rise to the occasion. He was the occasion. When Larry took the shot, you didn't hope he missed. You prayed. It was 1984. The Hawks thought they had Bird figured out, so they doubled him, trapped him, tried to frustrate him. Didn't matter. Bird walked straight to the opposing bench during a timeout and told them, "You're all wasting your time. I'm going to get the ball right here in this corner and drain it." The game resumed. He ran to the spot, got the ball, turned, fadeaway three, splash. The entire bench, their own bench, jumped out of their seats in disbelief. Some even laughed. He didn't just beat the team. He turned their own players into fans. That's not confidence. That's control. That's Larry Bird. He saw the floor like a quarterback and reacted faster than most coaches. To him, every defender was just a piece on the board, and he always knew how the game would end before it even began. That's not talent. That's genius. That play wasn't an accident. It was a statement, a chess master moving 4 plays ahead. Kobe didn't study hype, he studied killers. He watched Larry Bird tapes growing up in Italy, studied his footwork, his movement, his decisions. Oscar Schmidt, one of the greatest scorers ever, was asked about his idol. His answer, Larry Bird. He doesn't run, doesn't jump, but he wins. Greatness sees greatness, and Bird's legacy, it's built into every student of the game. When real players study film, they study Larry, because the things he did don't show up in the box score. They show up in how the game is played. Bird made the impossible look normal, and the normal, he made it lethal. Every fake, every pivot, every pass, that all meant something. Watching him was like watching a coach in a jersey. Robert Parrish called him the Celtics Kareem. Bird didn't need attention. He just showed up. He worked harder than everyone else. And if you couldn't keep up, you were gone. He didn't beat you with power. He beat you with precision. Every move, every shot, every pass had purpose. Even his teammates felt the pressure, and they rose to it. To play with Bird wasn't just an honor. It was a challenge. And if you couldn't handle that challenge, you weren't going to last. He didn't just lead the Celtics. He was the Celtics. His fingerprints are on every banner in that building. Larry Bird didn't ask for recognition, but the real ones always mention him. Magic says Bird saved the league. MJ says Bird tested him. Kobe says Bird taught him. Peyton says Bird haunted him. Bird didn't just play basketball. He defined it. This wasn't about highlights. It was about legacy. And legacy, it doesn't fade. It echoes. If you made it this far, you already know Larry was built different. So if you're into stories like this, raw, real, and legendary, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell us who you want next. Because greatness deserves to be remembered. And we're just getting started.